Guys, the feedback I got from this build yesterday was really good. I really appreciate your comments and your support, and I enjoy that you like the map. Thank you very much. I'll answer a couple of quick questions. The reason the map's green here in grass like this is because when I did the map, I ploughed everywhere that was ploughable. Up here large mountains, so can't really get up there. I can, but it wasn't worth doing. I've put forestry right through here, as you can see anyway. But all this, before I did any building at all, I ploughed the entire map, the ploughable working area of the map, and I seeded grass down, and then I fertilised it all, so it became real grass and not the in-game grass. Okay, and then I started my build up on top of the hill where I have the house, which is up here. So, and this is the first placeable I put down, which was the house. It doesn't have a sleep trigger, so I used this mod, this sleeping bag mod, and I just put it here so that when I spawn in here. So I hope that answers a couple of questions. That's why this in-game grass is dodgy, and let me just jump somewhere else. And the grass you see out there is it's actual not in-game grass. It's grass that you seed and plough. So that's the difference, and that's why the map looks like it does. So I hope that answers that question. As for the mine build, it's not finished. I want it to be one way, and I appreciate all your feedback, comments and suggestions. They're all pretty good. I've never had so much feedback from any video I've ever done. A couple of you asked me, what's this going to be? I'm not too sure yet. I kind of, as I build, I just wing it. An idea will come to me. It may stay like this for a while, or maybe during the gameplay today something will occur to me of what to put in. I originally did it for a storage area, but then I put the office and that down here and thought, and a bit of parking and whatever, and it just seemed to fit on this second level, as well as fertiliser, lime and the road salt up the top. So I did have an idea. I was going to use the excavator to have the truck drive along here, but it was just a little too high to try and load it from up here. So I have got some ramps. I've got some new ramps that I found. I'll probably put them here, and the truck or trailer and tractor can turn around here next to the ramp and be able to load off that. But anyway, the idea of me building this was to make it a one way. So at the moment we've got one way up, all right, and to go through, and over this way will be the way out. So I'm going to continue this on. I don't know if I've got enough money for it, but I've only got $200,000 in the bank. I'm going to bring this down, wrap it around, and then head on out down that way. So that's what I intend on doing. Once again, I appreciate all the feedback. Like I said, I'm a bit bewildered by it, and it's absolutely appreciated. So cheers, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. The map is No Man's Land. It's pretty much the only map that I'll play, just because I like to build my own farms. I like to do it my way, and I've got my own sort of style that I don't really see any other modders do. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so then I can monetize my channel and buy myself a computer and build maps for giants. That's what I ideally want to do. Anyway, I'm going to get on with the build now. I'm not begging you to subscribe and like and all that stuff. If you wish to, it's appreciated. Righto, let's get on with this. So I'm going to use the sloping tool. I'm going to use it on the widest, and I'm going to pick the point here, hit the square button. Alright, tap the square button of the height you want. And we'll probably start wrapping around about here. So I'm going to start inways a bit. And just taking time, forward and back a bit, forward and back. Alright, and slowly work it up slowly work it up there, and that's kind of how I do it. This is only the beginning process. There's a lot to do after this. There's a lot of smoothing out, just filling it all in and that sort of thing. So as you can see, you've got to gradually build it up, and once you've got yourself some sort of little ramp piece like that stuffed up, once you've got a little bit of a ramp piece, you can continue to follow that, and it will naturally start to bring you up to that level. And of course, this is FS22, so it's not without its mistakes and its bugs and glitches. And sometimes your fences will really glitch out on you. It's just part of it, dudes. Some of you told me I curse a lot. I do. And I get extremely upset when the game behaves badly. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. So that's why I curse. If you don't like the cursing, I can't do much about it. I'm a natural cursor. And so the reason I've done that, because I want a tier level, alright? I don't want it to look like this with just a solid wall from the ground to a mass. I mean, I've got a lot of work to do on the outside here to build this up. It's far from finished, but that's why I did that. And now we're going to try and just fill in this side of it. And I've got to keep part of that red circle on the gentle slope that we've already created. And I'm going to leave a little danger spot in the middle here, so I don't want to come out too much more. We're almost there now. I'll just close this up just a little bit. Just want to have like a little gully in the middle there. So there's a little bit of danger, and it's about as simple as that. If you want to do this sort of stuff, I highly recommend to you to get a practice map and go do it that way. Okay, that's what I would suggest. See how there's different tier levels. I want to make another one that is a little bit out from here, and in doing so, I'll wreck all the bush that I've done. But hey, it's a little bit of detailing. You know, just no big drama. So we just get a little bit out. Just try and get that to look just a little bit more realistic. And we'll get another tier a little bit higher in the centre here. We'll even drag it out a little bit more, I guess. So I'm trying to avoid extreme high peaks. That's not what I want. So that peak there is pretty good. We'll just wrap this around a little more now. You pretty much just pick a spot and go with it. And if it doesn't work out, that's why I always save the game before I do anything major like this. So if an irreversible mistake is made, you can always go back into your map and try again. And that's why I always say to try and have a test map that you can experiment all this sort of stuff on, so that you don't completely destroy endless hours of what you've done. And that's what you want to avoid, that stuff. So try and make it as realistic as possible. We're not finished yet. We're going to smooth all those edges out, but we do have our road base down now. So I'm going to go to the soften tool, put it on its maximum. We want this to be as smooth as possible coming out. And the red dot in the middle there, keep that in the centre of the driveway. Don't worry about the outer green edges, that's not the issue. The most powerful bit of the ground movement is that red circle. So you want to keep that, the middle of the red circle will follow the middle of the road. If you can understand my meaning. The slower you go, the better it'll come out. If you just quickly run over it and get impatient, it's really not gonna work for you. If I've got some really bad grades, I'll sit here for about 5 minutes at this speed, and you know when it's really flat, when your money on the right hand side top corner there only goes down by $1 or $2 or $5 at a time, you'll know that you've hit the money. So that's the secret. I don't really know what else to tell you. Oh, all the trees. With No Man's Land, when you start this map, you have an option down at the shop, and you can cut down 2 signs there. One sign is to remove all the trees off the map, which Alien Jim usually does on his maps. He's my favourite map creator. And another one to remove all the stones. So before I started building this map, that's what I did. I got rid of all the trees and all the rocks, and then I ploughed the entire map where the workable area is. And I used the tree seeder, and these were all saplings, and just over the 121 hours I've put into this map, they've just all started to grow to their different stages. There's a lot of saplings still up there that are just sticks in the ground at the moment. They take about 6 months in game before they go to their next stage. So that's how I did it. There's a mod that I use, and because I was asked about it by about 4 of you, it's this one here, Tree Sapling Pack. Your first one will cost you 8 slots for 120 trees, the ones on the far right. And after you spend the 8 slots, each time you then buy the same 120 tree saplings, it will only cost you 1 more slot from there. So the first 120 trees will cost you 8 slots instead of 120, and then the next slot you'll get 120 extra trees for 1 slot, and continues on from there. If I had planted these trees one by one, I have 800 and something trees down. I'd have no slots left. At present I'm sitting at 1,897, and I'm on the PS4 Pro. It's old generation now with the PS5 out, and once you get to about 2,100 slot counts on the PS4 Pro, your game really starts to lag, and the FPS plays up horribly, and that's why I lease all my equipment, and I only own the things that I really use all the time. This is what I use for the planter. It'll do poplars as well, but I don't use that for poplars. I have a different mod that I use. So that hopefully explains a little bit more there. Alright, I'm going to just get on and finish this now. And I find when I start chatting too much, I kind of forget what I was doing or where I was going, so I may go quiet there for a while. Now, when I paint, I always put the background down first, which is the main colour, which is what I've got going on here. Put that down first, and then you build your colour scheme around that. However your colour scheme wants to be, you build around that. So you put your base colour down first, just like you do painting, and then you go ahead and fill it all in. So I don't want to lose sight of the road. So that's all I'm going to do just there for now. Alright, now I'm going to come through and cut the road in. First I want to get this light green stuff, and I usually use the circle for this, and this just helps me distinguish between the two. Any mistakes I made, I can come back and just repaint over them and make it look a little bit better. So I'll try and get this rough grass here just a little bit on the edge of where the roadway will be. And if I make mistakes, or call them mistakes, where I've made the real grass disappear, it's easy just to hire a very small plough and just go and tidy them up. It's a little bit of mucking around, but what you put in to your build is what you get out of it. So you put in some effort and you don't get lazy and complacent, then it's going to turn out just how you like it. Now that distinguishes the edge of the driveway for me, so I can go through now. I've just finished painting the edge of all of this stuff. Okay. So the way I get this bushland stuff here, I'll get dirt first. And I'll put the circle on stage 2. And I'll just try and just put it a little bit in the darker spots and try and leave the, excuse me, I've got the hiccups, and try and use the peaky bits to make it kind of stand out a little more 3D-ish. I'm just sporadic with it, and I don't do big clumps of it. It's just sporadic. It's a little bit too bumpy just here, so we'll get our softening tool and just keep it fairly small. Oh dear, I grabbed the wrong one, but that worked out okay. Grab the softening tool. If that's going to round it up too much, which it's starting to is, I just pull back the power of the softening tool a little and just ease up the edges, with leaving a couple of little sharp bits just here and there. And that's about it really. Like there's no secrets to what I'm doing. I've just done it for many hours and practiced it for many hours. Well, didn't sit there and practice, but I've done it many times and learnt different bits and pieces just from doing that sort of thing. And practice makes perfect, I guess. Now we've got a bit of dirt down. I want to put a little bit of forestry, but this one's really forest ground. It's really easy to overkill. So only just enough to catch the eye that's going to look a little different from everything else. And that's probably it. Just enough to catch the eye. I'll put the road in now and then I can continue. I do want to track the road 2 ways. I did that a bit wide, but that's because we got big machinery, so I'll outside track this, and I think I'll do that now, and that will give me somewhere to go from there. So this is really too wide. Ideally I wanted to keep it like these tracks, but it is a mining area, so probably tracks in and out probably aren't as realistic. I've got to come through with the plough and put the real grass back in this section. So just until then, I just put down normal green grass, because this, if you put plants or grass on top of brown dirt or any other colour except this green grass, you can still see the colour through it. Whereas if you put down this green, this fluorescent, ugly, fake looking stuff, we put that down first underneath. And I'm just going to put down just this yucky stuff. But I will come through with the plough and the seeder and put real grass everywhere that this fakey stuff is. So to me, that it just looks a lot better than this stuff, but this is only temporary. Alright, now the road's more distinguished through this section, and we'll continue to cut through here. I'll do my best to, we got a bit of lumpy bumpy here, so I will smooth that out as well. So this is just a wraparound road. I wanted to keep it kind of more secondary, but it didn't really work out that way. If you make a mistake, drive along the road with the plough behind you, just wide enough to cover your mistake with a little bit of overhang, and just run through with the seeder. It doesn't take very long, and the effort you put in is the reward you'll get back out of it. This is the bit I don't like, that right hand road is way too wide, so I'll more than likely come back through and plough this bit here just to fix it up. But anyways, the main colour we got is the dirt, and then we've got gravel on top. So I'm going to use the animal mud first as the road base. Alright. And I'll come through with the dirt and lead it out. A little bit smaller circle than the animal mud. It just sort of breaks it up a bit, gives a little bit of an edge to the road. You can track this as well, as in put two lines down for tyre tracks. I just don't really want to do that at the moment. So you just come across and just widen it out in the little bits that you wish to. Generally you won't come down this way and turn up, because I want it to be a one way, so that right hand turn from that road on my right there doesn't really need to be a smooth turn up this ramp, because it's exit only. Right, and this is where we can get a little bit of creative. Just throw a bit of dirt around there. Just a little eye catcher here. Sorry, before I put any plants and shrubs down, I always use dry grass. Just kind of get that around the forestry bits, that forest floor there. You could also use some around here. finish this wall off while I'm here. You get some really cool shapes out of this, out of the natural grids of the game. They can do some real good shapy things. We do have a high side and a low side, so the way I can fix that up, just let me throw some animal mud down in here. This is a gully. Oh, went up way too high on that side, and then we'll just get some water bits in that gully bit there. Finish that to here. I just get it close, and then you let it join itself just here and there. The green bits left behind is where you put the bushes, and the fluoro grass, like this stuff here. You just put the bushes in amongst there and mix it around. Small ones at the front, medium behind it, and then the large ones at the back, and you'll get that three-dimension kind of look about it. Right, so I want to try and tilt it a little more level. Oh dear, it's really glitchy, this. It's frustrating to use, it lags and it just carries on. Just on the softening tools, all you need, maximum density, open up by 1. And it's not costing any money, so I could use the slope tool. Yeah, it's not costing a cent. So you can then grab the slope tool, square the edge you want, and just go straight across like I'm doing here, and then you've got to go over it with the smooth. Alright, just be cautious doing this, because it can really ruin your slope. And yeah, it's a bit of mucking around, but hey, the end job is worth it. So now just go through maximum power and drop it by 1. You bastard. You see what I mean? It glitches. It glitches. This game just annoys me a lot sometimes. It really annoys me a lot. Soften. Got it max, drop it down by 1. I want to stay on the left hand side of the road more. Alright. And that's almost right. This little bit here. I think we're pretty good now. It looks pretty flat to me. So we fixed that up. Is that a bump there? No, it's just because of the change of texture. So now we have a one-way through. One in, one out. So I'll try and keep this theme towards the bottom here, and up the top we'll have it a little more rocky and bushier. So these edge cliffs are pretty good because of the height, but what we've done is just give it a couple of different tier heights. So we could probably bring this one out a little bit too, but I kind of like that as you drive in, the high wall side, which is not unrealistic. This one definitely is fairly unrealistic. But I'm just going to put like a car vehicle entrance through this point here, maybe a way station or something, because I want the heavier vehicles to use this entrance. What's this grow together? These signs keep changing. All I wanted was the sign to stay, support your local farmers. That's all I wanted. I wanted that, that's all I wanted. And they keep changing the signs. Not happy. Don't like that. Don't use the word together with me. It's propaganda, all of that sort of stuff. You read between the lines of what they're actually saying, and they've fallen into this woke garbage. Go woke, go broke, giants. It's as simple as that. Go woke, you go broke. Alright? Human beings aren't stupid. You people are. It's a good opportunity, this little hole here. Was some bit of dense bush, and this is where just the thin, so that's the smaller circle. Just go one more out, just do like a snake pattern. Not in that bit, just that long tedious bit, and then just every now and again just flick it left or right. And then when the bushes go down, it just looks a lot more realistic. Alright, we'll start putting them down now. So you got grass, you got small bush, medium, large, and these are the largest. Because this is such a hole, it's a good opportunity for that sort of thing. I like that cluster. And then behind that we got a short shrub and a tall shrub. I'll go onto the circle, open it by one, sometimes two. Boom. Alright, so coming down, it just looks like a small shrub, but over this way it fills in that hole. I like that sort of stuff. So the first ones I put down are the dark green small shrubs. Alright, small, medium, and the large. So you probably can't tell, but you will do when it all comes together. And these ones are the same, they're just lighter green. Alright, and you only get one lot of grass there. And then these ones are small shrub, small, medium, large, and large. Alright, so use them to the advantage. These are more little fluorescent kind of, so I don't really use a great deal of them. And I generally always start with these light green ones, darker green ones, sorry. And it looks a bit silly at the moment, but I kind of do a border, not fully painted, just sporadic, random, here, there, kind of that sort of thing. Try and keep it at the front. You can do them on the sides here as well, they'll grow on the edges. Get rid of these big ones here at the front. Right, now I'll go through with the light green small ones. Sometimes these other ones will disappear. I don't know if you can really tell right now, but it just adds a little bit of different colour to a standard just green. The sun is not up at its peak at the moment, but eventually your eyes will catch hold of the two different greens. One's dark green, one's a little bit lighter. So I use the dark green as the main colour, and I just do little filling bits or just around some of the darker bush there, just to break up that dark green. I'll go through now with the large dark green. And these are going to sit sort of midway, just behind these small ones. Sporadic, just sporadic, that's all that's needed. And now we'll get the large lighter colour and we'll start filling in these larger ones. Just wherever your eye catches, go, oh, there's a spot there I can use, you know, or I don't know. It just kind of stands it out just marginally. Less is more, so you don't want to overdo it all. So the effect is less is more. In the background here we'll get a few of these taller shrubs just to mix it up. That's going to stand out, so I don't want to take too much from the front of that to take away from that. Put a little chunk there, and we'll get the small, medium bushes, and we'll now use these as the filler. Right through the middle here. And now we'll get our thick hedges. And we'll just make sure we take some of these other ones out that we've put in. Don't want too many, just enough to fill it out, make it look like, you know, bushy. Some will disappear on you, that's fine. It's kind of random, and that's it. It's That's it, when you're driving past it, looks alright. Get a little bit of this. That's probably too much. A little bit of this ugly grass. What I call ugly grass anyway. And just sporadically get that in little sections up here. You know, because truck tyres, if there's two trailers and that, they'll cut inside a bit, so kind of just give it that kind of look. And that's about it, people. That's all I do anyway. There's no right or wrong way. When I have a large area like this, I'll try and leave a bit of a grass border, because not only that, but our fence has got to go in yet. I'll try and do a bit of a large border of whatever bush I choose as the majority of the bush in that area. Thicken the front up a little more, and then I'll go through with these medium-sized ones. I'll open the paintbrush up to about the second or third stage, probably 3 at first, because we're going to hit it in the middle. You can probably see now the variance in the colours. I'm going to sit these just behind these guys. And we'll get our thick bush, the big ones. I don't use the square very often. I'll go 2 or 3 wide on the width. And then I can throw some trees down in here as well. Put a couple of rustic trees from some of the plants that I haven't planted yet. And then I'll finish it off with these kind of smaller ones. Even smaller again. Just to break up the colour. Now we get our light green smalls and just mix them in amongst the primary colour of the bush here. And it's just enough to break the eye up, just enough. So less is more. And that's about it. That's no secret to it. That's just how I do it. That's what I found to be effective. So this guy's working there. This is actually a placeable. It's not like the Komatsu or the lizard up there. That's a workable area. A bit of a water runway down there. Runaway water. Get a little bit of animal mud. Just flick that around. It's a very dominant colour, so once again the old saying, less is more. And then we'll fill it in with dirt again. Sort of go over what you've just painted, but just give it a tap here and there. And yeah, it takes a while, but if you like to build your own maps, why not? And to finish it off now, some of this light green grass just away from that main working area. Dry grass they call it. This looks better than that light fluorescent garbage. And finally, some small shrubs. Just here, I don't like that one. Too fluoro-y. Go with a trusty dark green. Just to break up this hill a little bit. Get a little bit of light colour. Whoa, whoa, whoa. The dog's carrying on like a 2-bob watch. And I'll have to fence the place. But it's all pretty much coming together. I don't really like this, it looks so dodgy, so I will end up fixing that up. But now that we've taken our eye away from it, you come back and kind of looks okay, you know. Could do with a tree here. So I'll come through and put a couple of trees around this back side of it and just really finish it off. Probably put a tree right up here in this corner. Not too many, so less is more. Okay, less is more. And a tree or two around this side. And I'm not going to put placeable trees down. It'll be planted. Let's get a small bunch of them there just for that little spot. And that's about it. It's really nothing to it. Patience and sort of have a goal and aim towards it. Go, righto, what am I trying to achieve here? And play around with it. Because it's there's more to the game than just farming. There's so much more to this game. You make of it what you want. And we've got some stored runoff water through here. Grow together, harvest together. Yeah, okay. Selling their multiplayer. And they don't even have servers that can accommodate players from other regions. Very disappointing, Giants. Very disappointing. You sold us the world and delivered nothing. Multiplayer is pathetic. It's laggy, it drops out, it crashes, and you haven't done a thing to fix it. Very, very disappointing. My favourite game probably of not all time, but it's up there with the best. And you really, really let me down personally. I don't know how everyone else feels about that. I think that sucks, and I think this went cheap. This went very, very cheap. Mate, if you could stop doing that, that'd be real nice. I'd really appreciate it. Alright, now that's due for a test run. What are we going to take? Oh, that's what I had to do. If you can cut the crap, mate, hey, I'm telling you, I'm really losing patience with you, mate. I really am. I'm losing patience big time with you. Wanted to tidy that up a bit. So fertiliser, lime and road salt. So I've got to bring some more road salt up here. It's under container, I think, what I'm looking for. Oh, it'd be tools. There we are. Here's these ramps, which you can build your own. And let's just get a look at the height of the trailer here. There's a platform we put down, which is this one. Alright. There's also a few other ones. Gets us up there. It's a little taller. It's probably that one. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure about putting these down. I do have room here for it. I'm not going to do it. Not yet anyways. Not going to do it. I am going to do a game save just before I do anything else. So I'm going to go through and complete decorating my map as well. There's a lot I want to do today, not just this mining area. Let's head over there. I will find a reason for that mountain over there, that individual island mountain thing. I might even swap the bridge over. It could just be a storage area, extra storage, but its right purpose will come to me. Drop the speed right down, and we're just going to crawl down it. Call it 20. I'm going first person just to feel a little bit of a lean to the left still, so I will fix that. Straightens up, and there should be a little divot here. No, we did fix it. Alright, now I'll just go and do a lap now. Fencing and stuff to put down. So I don't intend on using that for heavy machinery to enter, just because the turn in when I put the gates in there would be too tight, especially coming from town, which is straight ahead. So heavy vehicle entrance will be this one. Want to cruise through here, nice and easy. already I spotted something that I want to fix. Oops. Soften. Just a little bit of this, it looks a little too fake. Just with the high peaks. Just a couple of pointy bits. They're too jaggedy. I think that's fixed it. Bring the front of that down. Still keeping the cliff face. Yep, I'm happy with that now. Much better. So if you go in first person, you'll really get to see all the little bits and pieces, you know, that you might miss when you're building or doing something a little different. The office there, protected by concrete barriers. Well, I did that in the first part. It's obviously there was only two parts to this, and that's all that was needed. I'll also finish it off. Oh, this thing is so laggy, man. It really does my head in sometimes. I'll continue the theme here. Now we've got animal mud on the outside, dirt in the middle, and finished off with gravel. And it kind of looks like road base. That's deliberately been done. We'll just drift that on there. I'm going to redo this road, so I'm going to plough this up off camera, or off stream. I'm going to plough it up, re-sow the grass and do it properly. Just a final overhead view. Got that nasty bit. We've got to put this red netting fencing in. Might even put a barrier just curving around here. So we've got a few different tiers here now, which is good. 4 levels, 5 in some places. Not too bad going up and down. Bit of an entryway. Got the industrial fence gates there. Got some barriers here. I don't like how this one come out. I've got to move it a little closer because of the jaggedy bits. But I'll tidy that up as well. So I'm pretty happy with it. Need a little bit more done for this wall. Another layer to come out. Like these tier layers here. I'm pretty happy with it. Got to fix this up with some tier levels coming out as well. It's just so it's not a mountain like that. I want it to sort of etch its way up. So I'll do all that off camera because that's going to take a few hours. Let's cruise down now in third person. So it won't just be trucks that come up here, it'll be tractors, trailers, fertilisers. I'll store the liquid fertiliser over here as well. I'll put a lot of effort into it, so I may as well store seed, fertiliser, lime, everything here, so that when we're doing field work we've got to roll up there. I'll also put a weighbridge in on the way out and probably one on the way in. I think it's working out well, so I'm going to end the stream now, and thanks for watching, and thanks for all your comments in the first one. It's really appreciated. I'm not going to do the like, subscribe, wank stuff. If you like it and you want to do it, good. If not, that's alright. I'll get a computer eventually someday, and I'd like to build my own maps for giants. And thanks to me mate Gretch out there. He's a good ideas man. Alright, catch you all later. Thanks for watching.